everybody on the live stream tonight. It is a special time. It's Christmas time. We'll say hello to the people. Our dad says hello to the people.
Hello, people. Kelly at Old Wolf, Kyle Jones, Dan at Danimal's Creations and Adventures, Mr. Wayne Heights, Dana Maggiore, Mountain Home Forge, Bobby at Robert Lonis, a.k.a. The Treadle Shed, back, but then got to go and then coming back later. And who else did I miss? Thomas Goody Moot. Humanoids. Well, just barely. It is great to have everybody here. I didn't miss anybody as it scrolled up through the chat. Great to have everybody here for our pre-Christmas stream. Hey, there's SM Rhett Pekka. We remember that guy, don't we? Hey, Jurgen, how are you, buddy? Great to see you. What did I do? Okay. Hope everybody's... there's Veteran Iron and Outdoors. Jared, how are you? 1958, David Means. Hi, David. Great to have everybody here. Eli, you are echoey.
I haven't said anything.
But anyway, yeah, hope everybody's getting ready for Christmas, and hope everybody's getting ready for the apocalypse. Some of you guys have already experienced it, so it really, I know, what am I doing? I'm like stuttering or something. I don't get too cranked up over stuff until it's really, really, really bad. Even if it happens, it happens. We're supposed to be single digits. It was 40 degrees today. It'll be single digits to possibly below zero tonight into tomorrow. Biggest thing that I think we'll probably end up struggling with is probably wind. We're having possibility of 40 to 50 mile an hour winds here tomorrow. And tomorrow is supposed to be the worst of everything. So, we'll see. I'm not Roush gentlemen. That's us, if you want to use that term very loosely. But anyway, some good news. We have jumped over 2,500 subscribers. Again, we talk about that on occasion. We just, gosh, I know 2,500 is not a major milestone. Roy's getting ready to hit the 100,000 mile peak there, and some others are way higher than that. Some of you guys are higher than that as well. But it just doesn't seem like it's something that should happen to us, right? It's just a bunch of goofballs, a couple of goofballs hanging out here in the shop and enjoying what we do. And you guys join along, and you guys have made it really a possibility. So with that being said, we want to have a couple things that we want to do. We do want to eventually have a giveaway in our live stream, maybe for the new year. So I'm working on something right now that hopefully we can do as a part of the giveaway. If you were in on the Great Blacksmith Christmas giveaway, you might have seen amongst such hammers as Andrew Larson's and others who just, our little contributions showed up. And we made a video on that. We made a video on making that little hammer. It's not quite 1.5 pounds. Very similar to these hammers here. One that Eli made just like that. And if you were here for the gathering, you came away with one very similar to that as well. And so we are making another one of those right now. And it will be a giveaway from here. So we'll do that as a result of kind of hitting some milestones. And Eli, something you want to talk to the people about while I get this out of here?
The usual stuff. Just hit the like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Go to the website, www.barroomforge.com.
So I've already got it kind of lined out. I've got a piece of coal underneath there. I've already got it started. And for those of you who are veteran hammer makers, I apologize for all of the screw-ups that I'm about to do. And we usually do these over the striking anvil with Eli striking and me directing, or the other way around. Not quite. Doesn't really happen when I strike quite often. And yeah, I know there are folks who can get this done in 2 heats or 1 heat or whatever. That doesn't concern me whatsoever. We just do it until the job's done. This is, Eli, help me out, 1.25" stock or 1.5 inches?
1.25 inches, I believe.
1.25" square, 4140. Thomas says, your hammer is very nice. I like the weight. Yeah, it comes in really, really, really handy. Bloobs, how are you? Hi, Brenda at Redbird. And Mr. Allen himself from Rusty Hubcap Forge. I won't. He has another name that he goes by, but we'll let him tell the folks on that one. I made an axe for one of our buddies, Mr. Pete Fields, who is often in here. And so we made this little kind of camp axe hatchet that now cracked into pieces. Just kidding.
How's the edge now?
It's just fine.
There you go.
Now, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Alan. I appreciate that. So I picked up this piece of steel that Mike Salisbury, our good friend Mike, dropped off to us. Good friend, brings us. Some people have, like drug dealers. We have our supplier, and it's Mike. He brings us metal. So I had some issue. I made this, and all it said was tool steel. So you guys can probably get involved in this here. It said tool steel back here in grease pen. So I marked it out. I cut it with the bandsaw, got it in the fire. I started punching it out for the eye of the axe. And I was like, man, this is hard. This is tough stuff. So I made sure I got it good and hot. And I was using this hammer here, our soft-faced hammer. And it was really struggling with it. So I grabbed a hold of the sledgehammer. And I was wailing with the sledgehammer on this thing. And it was still struggling. I thought, man, oh man. And I fought with this thing and fought with this thing. I used it on the power hammer. I used hand hammer. I used other tools. And this stuff was just crazy tough. Hi, Jeff Killian. How are you? And I just couldn't believe how tough it was. So I thought, okay. Eli said, well, did you anneal it? I said, well, I didn't on this piece because I really didn't know what it was. I probably should have. And I said, I'll anneal it for the next one. So I got it out of the annealing this evening. Well, I annealed it. And I went over here to center punch it. And I put the center punch there, and I went. It shot sparks and dulled again the center punch. Therefore, my assumption is it is an air hardening steel, and I hardened it. So that's going to be fun. I don't know that we'll use that for an axe. I think I've got another piece set up and ready to go for that right here. So we'll probably use that to make, we have a second axe that we're supposed to make. So anyway, so the little camp axe is going to go to our buddy Pete Fields. And yeah, it's for his son for Christmas. And that is actually one of our very first axes. I mean, we've fiddle farted around with axes in the past. Well, there it goes. And this one wasn't super hot. A little correcting there. All right. Now we can go put her in the forge. We got that started. We can get it good and hot. Get cranking on this thing. So anyway, yeah, I was going to work on that other axe tonight, and then I thought, I'll get it out and see what it turned out as far as after the annealing. Harder than it was before. Didn't anneal it, I hardened it. So again, I know there are some great hammer makers in here. I know for sure there are a few really good axe makers in here. I am neither one of those things, but I'm working on learning it. We miss seeing her too, Kyle. Tell Rebecca we said hello and that we love her, and we will see her as soon as we possibly can. Hey Shane, how are you? Great to have you in here. Just popping in to say hi all. Hi all. There's Mr. Kenny, Metal Man, air hardened. That's exactly right. Yeah, it could be A33, A2. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I got going for me on that. I have not yet, Thomas, but we will definitely get to that. I apologize. We've got hit with several big orders here right before Christmas. One of which I hope you saw on our Instagram page was the table base for our customer's epoxy table that he made, live edge table that he made that. Brenda, no, I can't make anything. That's for dang sure. But I'll give about anything a shot. I'm not afraid to screw up just about anything, because I'm good at it. All right, here comes a Bill Coreyism.
What's that?
I'll bet it's AHAAGO, steel. Tell me when you got it figured out.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh. No idea.
As hard as a something or other. I'm guessing. Thank you, Brenda, for modding. Appreciate that. I don't want to hear it, Wayne Heights. You're already, there's some of your beautiful work there and there, down there. As hard as all get out. There you go.
Okay.
I think that's the kind of steel it is. Kevin just came in from snow blowing and feeding the horses. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that on the table base. That was a lot of fun. The table legs. I keep telling it because I realized how stupid I was. The table legs themselves were inch and a quarter. Were they inch and a quarter?
Right, it was an inch and a half.
Inch and a half. They were inch and a half square, solid, and I thought it'd be a great idea to put a twist in them. There's Pafford Homestead. Thank you so much for the Christmas card, as well as to the Lonuses. And we got another one tonight from Joy Blessed Life. We got another card today. And anybody else who sent us a card as well. And Rebecca's not here, but if she comes in, I've got her crocheted hat there, cap there, ready to put it on and demonstrate it. Is Rebecca here? She says,
so.
Okay. Well, Rebecca, thank you so much. My Carolina Blue toboggan, as we call them here, toboggans.
Might need it for
That may come in handy over the next couple days. So thank you very much. If you go check out her channel, she makes some really amazing stuff with yarn. So thank you for that. Eric Baldridge, hello, hello, hello. All right, let's bring her out and do some work. Make stuff, do stuff. So as makers, that we kind of call ourselves, what have you been either commissioned to make or asked to make by friends and family over the last little bit for the Christmas season? And then we have some pretty exciting news along the making front, don't we, Eli? I know Eli had some Christmas ornaments to make and other things that he made, and he made those from blanks that he got from a certain website, Eli. What is that website anyway?
I bet Thomas can tell us.
Thomas, what is the name of the website by which we got those blanks?
A certain other person shows up tonight.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
Let's see. I saw something in here. Did Mama V come in? Possum Run?
Yeah.
Drew Wilson. Hi, everybody. Man, everybody joining in. It's a merry, merry Christmas with everybody gathering around and gathering around the fire. If we had some chestnuts, it'd be right. Horseshoe wind chimes. That sounds neat. Wife won't quit bugging me. Yeah, join the club. Join the club. Well, so far we're warm and dry, Drew.
That's true.
I mean, I don't know what the temperature is. Has it dropped pretty significantly since you know?
It's probably 30
But
something.
we're here in the shop in t-shirt. I am. Eli probably would be. Measure sound was 8 different sounds. Oh, well, that's cool, Bill. Made a walnut bowl with a stand.
Yeah.
Very cool. Railroad spikes into letters to spell out. Very good. Candlestick holders, candle holders. Very good. Excellent. Way to go. My teacher wanted hooks. Where was that I saw? Wanted hooks, but I said no because I did not feel like making her things. Never know how that might help. Whoop. I know there's a billet in there. So right now, for those who have not seen a hammer being made before, we are getting the metal hot, and then we are taking this tool, which is in my hand right here, my left hand, which is called a hammer eye punch, and then we are driving that through the steel and essentially separating the steel mostly, but also driving a little bit of a little plug of what we call, there'll be a little bit come out the backside when we're all done to create the eye for the handle. In fact, we're making pretty good progress there. Go get it in a couple more. This is one of my favorite things. I absolutely am fascinated by the idea, which is why I do a lot of this stuff. Fascinated by the idea that you can make your own tools, and that's a pretty neat thing. I've told people before that one of the things that does fascinate me about this craft is knowing that if craft goes down, we're some of the guys, the blacksmiths and people who are makers, we're the people you need to know because we're the ones who have the skills to make the things that won't be manufactured on a mass basis. So you're going to need to know people like this. Hi, Mama V. And then there's possum sausage. Mama V, I hope you're healing up good, feeling better. I know you're getting back to your projects there, even though it's cold. Mr. Possum Sausage as well. See if there's anybody else that came in I didn't realize. Blue Toque. Yeah, we had that discussion, didn't we? About what everybody calls the
Yeah.
toboggans or whatever it is you call them. Keith, we've been asking what everybody's making, whether it's blacksmithing or whatever you do. And it's, I mean, that's a kind of a big deal, you know, with the way the economy is and everything like that. There's been a lot of people who've been dependent upon handmade items and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, we got this storm coming. When I say storm, I mean whatever is about to arrive. And I'm sure Eli can remember, fairly young in his life, we had a Christmas where the power was out, big ice storm. Remember all that, bud? Yeah. And I couldn't tell you two things about the Christmas before. But I can give you all kinds of memories about that Christmas. All right, I'm going to turn this dude over and start punching on the backside, which I already have a little bit of a mark made there. But anyway, the reason why I brought that up was, you know, one of my favorite Christmases growing up, you guys can share these stories too if you wish, is like your favorite Christmas memory. There was early on, when I was a kid, we had a Christmas where, you know, things, if you were around in the 80s and farming, you know it was bad. It was rough. And so things were tougher and tight around here on the farm, as did happen on occasion. But I remember this particular Christmas where Mom, some of you know her as Mamaw, went out and did couponing and got rebates and all that kind of fun stuff. And pretty much our entire Christmas was coupon. We call it the coupon Christmas, all right? She got like wooden spoons. She made us handmade baskets, which she is very good at. And I remember one of the things we got for that Christmas was, if you remember Kool-Aid Man, and if you drank enough Kool-Aid, you got Kool-Aid points. And if you got Kool-Aid points, then you could get Kool-Aid stuff. And one of the things that you could get was kind of like the highest of the high of the Kool-Aid points things that you could get was a plastic Kool-Aid Man pitcher with 4 plastic Kool-Aid Man cups. And we had enough to get all of that. So the kids, all 3 of us, got the pitcher, and then each of us got a cup. And we got wooden spoons, we got fruit, but I couldn't tell you one thing that I got the year before or one thing that I got the year after, but I could tell you about that year because it was so memorable, and then going back and thinking as I got older about the great sacrifices and stuff that my mom and my dad made to make those happen. The ice storm Christmas when we were out without power, Eli. Yeah, the blizzard of 78. There you go. I remember that for you guys because, like, we were cooking out on the grill, and you know, we were making do. And to me, like I said, I think those are some of my favorite Christmas memories, is because they weren't filled with just stuff and, you know, what gifts I got for Christmas or anything like that. It was much more about the memories. And there is a hammer down in here if I don't burn myself to death. Woo! That fire's hot. I'm going to have to get a glove. Dadgum. About to be dad burn.
Hope not.
There it is. Hope you get feeling better, man. All right. Well, we're getting started there. Getting the back side of this. Punch through. And we're going to continue on getting it hot. Punching it through. You guys keep Eli in your prayer there. He just suddenly kind of started feeling rough, so we'll keep him in our prayers. Hopefully he's not coming down with anything. But let me look at some of the chats here. Let's see here. Yeah, 90. I think it was 95, 96, something like that. It might have been, and then somewhere thereafter, 78 for the blizzard. Sure. All right, trying to just check with everybody here. So anyway, Eli will be out, so just kind of stick with me. We'll continue to work on this. And like I said, we'll keep Eli in our prayers. See that he gets feeling better. Pull some coal up in here to keep the heat going. So yeah, if you guys feel like sharing, I won't be able to catch up with everybody, but share some of your favorite Christmas memories. We're coming up on Christmas here in a few days. We're on our second day of winter after the winter solstice. '93. I'm guessing the Christmas in '93. Man, it's great to have all you guys in here. If you guys don't understand kind of what I'm doing here, the camera is straight ahead of me. And just up and to the right just a little bit is a screen or a TV screen, and it's got the chat going on there. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. Both the grandsons have been feeling kind of rough lately, so hopefully Eli's not getting something. He maybe just not feeling the best. So we will press on. You got the Atari 2600. There you go, Eric. I remember that. Yeah, see, we were a couple years behind, and getting over that nasty cold and sinus infection. I hate to hear that, but that's good you're getting over it, though. Our neighbors across the street got their 2600, and I kind of felt like, oh man, I had a little bit of, I don't want to say jealousy, but a little bit of envy, and really kind of wanted to do that. And I think it was the following year, the year after, we picked one up, and I think they got it discounted or something like that. But anyway, we got an Atari 2600, and we just thought life was good, that we were able to get one of those. But yeah, I remember that. For me, I always got toy tractors. There was always a toy tractor for me for Christmas and for my birthday. My mama would buy something for me for Christmas. We had a spending limit, and then we had a shorter spending limit for birthday, and so we would go pick them out. I usually picked mine out at the tractor store, and sometimes I get to pick them out of everybody. The wish book, right? The Sears catalog and the JCPenney wish book, that was another thing. And so that's the kind of memories I have. I just absolutely love it, and hope that everybody else has those opportunities and to take advantage of them, to not overlook opportunities to make memories, and not memories because you got stuff, but memories because you're with people that you love, and you get to celebrate the birth of our Savior. And we will be doing that this Sunday at the Martinsville Church of Christ, where I happen to be the minister at. And so if you're unable to get to a worship service Sunday morning, check out the Martinsville Church of Christ Facebook page. We go live every Sunday. We also have a Tuesday night Bible study that is interactive, or you can just listen in. So if that is of interest to you, please join in. If you have any questions, like when times are and stuff like that, let me know. Be more than happy to fill you in. So we've dimpled the backside of our hammer billet and the eye here. So now we're trying to just drive that dimple back through. Drive out that plug. And the plug will actually, it's better that it's not quite as hot because it will shear off instead of kind of stretching and going back and forth. So I think we about have it here. Cool down the punch one more time. Spin it. And I think that just about, yep, that did it. So I'll give you a look at that. Hopefully we won't lose the plug. Yep, plug is there. So hopefully I can do this where you guys can see it. So we got a hole all the way through. And out of that, put that back in there and let it soak a little bit. Out of that, try to show you, we just punched a hole in that steel and ended up with that much loss. Whereas if you drilled that hole out, you'd have lost a lot more. So I'll go ahead and send the punch through it a little bit more, kind of open that up a little bit. Great thing about it is I don't have to, the size of this punch, I don't have to run the drift through very much. It makes a pretty good hourglass in it. We are making a cross peen hammer. Just for a few. Act 2 is going to start soon, and I must be at my post. 7 o'clock bacon. There it is, right there. Let's see. Try to think what everybody's talking about here. Pay attention to what's going on. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. Wayne, dude. Make something for a giveaway each month. Well, that sounds great, Thomas. That'd be fantastic, brother. So like I said, we're going to drive the punch in a little bit further. Just kind of spread that out a little bit, and then we'll start working on the hand hammering portion of it. This is out of a billet that we actually did something interesting with. If you watch that video on our YouTube channel, we actually took a fuller on one piece. I'll get this piece up here. Basically, we had a mark in the center of the billet, and we drove it down, and basically we split the piece and got it pointed ahead of time. Because what will happen is if you don't do that, you end up with a square cut, and you start making that angle, you get the metal with fish mouth, and you create a cold shut in here. Then you got to grind it off, and you're losing weight and material. Possum Sausage says it would be interesting to make 2 identical billets, weigh them drilling. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think John Switzer did that at Black Bear Forge. He might have. I may be mistaken. So we're going to get the punch back out, take it over the hardy hole here, and move that out. Spin it a little bit. Then we'll flip it. Do the same. And we want what's essentially an hourglass inside this hole, just so that the top and the bottom will both mushroom and kind of lock the hammer onto the handle. Let me do that one more time here. And from what I can tell, I do need to do it a little bit right here. There we go. All right, so I think we've got a pretty good eye set up. The heel of the hammer, or the head of the hammer, is a little cockeyed, but I think we're going to be able to get that taken care of. So we'll move to another tool now called a hammer eye drift. And again, those of you who are hammer makers, I'll apologize and say thank you all at once. This is a hammer eye drift. For those of you who do not know, I'm going to just operate as if we are all learning together, because I'm learning it too. And so what this does is this makes the eye take the shape of the handle that we want. So there we go. There's Doug Cave from His Way Homestead. Great to have Doug and maybe Shelly. So we'll heat it back up and then we'll start shaping that eye. And I don't need to go too heavy with it because the handle that goes on this is a fairly small handle, and I won't handle it tonight probably. I mean, you still got to go through the heat treatment process. There's Roy. I'm not even doing any scrolling or using flux or anything. Our treasured home, excuse me. Great to have you in here. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody else. Yeah, it's great that Roy, Thomas, thank you guys so much for the great Blacksmith Christmas giveaway. That was fantastic. And an absolute blessing to everybody. So thank you for that. Thank you for all you do for the community. Put this away. Weight loss from scale will vary. That's true. And it's forged. How long is it on the forge? Sure. All those things are definitely true, Eric. Hi, Frank. Sorry if I didn't say hi earlier. So we are, again, working on a little cross-peen hammer that will end up being about 1.5 pounds, something like that. And we're using it from a billet that was split, not cut. We spread it down the middle and cut it that way. So we'll start working one side to one side. We'll do this top here, work that down a little bit, and then we'll flip it over on the next round and do that side. Try to get the drift centered. And we'll go over to one of our holes in the swedge block. And we'll start taking our hand hammer on the cheeks. Try to use equal blows on the high side. And it should release the hammer. So the side we just worked on, we'll do the opposite side, which means I need to put that side down in the fire. And again, for those of you who are hammer makers, my sincere apologies for all the flub ups I'm going to make during this process. Will at Athol Ironworks, great to have you in here as well as everybody. I can't tell how many are in the chat right now, but hi, everybody. Let me know. Rap battle between Hazel and Olga. Nope. Nope. So, Eli's not here, but I'm going to share some of our, what I'll call very, very good news. Hopefully he won't be upset that I announced it while he was gone, because he's really excited about this. I feel like I'm out of breath. But I'll wait till after this heat. How about that? A little teaser. So as you can see, that tends to release it, spreading that material out. So that's the side we just did. Put the other side down. Work that down in there. Okay. No, it's not my forte either. Trust me, I'm very rookie at this. Shows 24. Okay. One ball peen hammer. One hammer, a ball peen. Okay, so the big news is, you probably may have seen it if you watch the replay again. In the background in our filthy, terrible shop at the moment, there is an item back there that we were able to purchase this past week. It's been something we've been wanting for some time, and I'll do a Roy here, and it is a plasma table, CNC plasma table, and a plasma cutter. So we are 2 out of the 3 steps toward doing CNC plasma cutting, and so that comes with a little bit of a caveat. I will. Oh, where'd you go? No, it's in there. There it is. Hi, Sully. Just saw you come in there. The caveat to that is going to be stated after I do this. Okay, so the caveat. We are proud and happy to have that machine. Very proud, very happy, very blessed to do that. Essentially, one project that we did paid for that machine. And so we really didn't go off out of our budget to do so. And we have an intent for that machine. And I'll kind of just do a little bit of the spilling of the beans, so to speak. No, 2x72, I've got the frame for that. I'm working on getting the motor and the wheels and all that kind of stuff. I've got the basis for a 2x72 over there, and that is definitely on on the projects coming up. But while Roy is here, and he and I told Roy we're going to have a conversation here very, very soon. We are being very, very open, very blatantly open, and completely honest and transparent about this. We will not be making ornament blanks and pretty much any of the blanks that Roy and Thomas make up there. We will not be doing those at all. If we do anything similar, it will literally be just for us to forge and sell. That's it. There will not be any items that they make that we will make as blanks, period. We can't compete with them, and we don't want to compete with them. They are brothers of ours, and we have no intention of doing that. So that's the first thing up front. We can't tell you how many times we have been to a show, and we've got a sign, a plasma cut sign, and a display. Some of you may have seen it before. And there's two things. And then there's this tree that I made out of rebar that we hang our ornaments on. And it's just this black rebar, forged out, welded tree. And we've had people always ask, how much for the tree and how much you charge to make the signs? And so part of the reason why we're doing this is so we can make the signs. It's not what we really are itching to do, but we can make signs to make money for the shop and to have a steady source of income for the shop. And we also have intent to make things like tooling and things like that. But as I said, much of this is going to be after a long conversation and a request for aid and assistance from our dear friends Thomas and Roy about all the process that goes with it. But we are excited. We're excited that will be an opportunity for us here. So we'll see how it goes. We've got 1,000 things in our heads that we're hoping to do. So hopefully we'll be able to do them. So with that being said, continue. I beg of you, go to www.blacksmithingblanks.com and buy the heck out of them things. Support a fantastic family, two fantastic families there at Christ-Centered Ironworks. And when the time comes to get the things that we're going to make, buy them. Now, we are not up and running with that. I mean, we literally just got it the other day. We don't have our computer set up. We don't have the air compressor set up. It's part of the process. So, anyway, let me kind of catch up on the chats and read for a second and get a drink. So, anyway, here we go. Let's see. Thick material can we cut? Okay, we got a prime weld, and there's going to be a video on all this, but you guys are here, so there you go. Anyway, we have a prime weld cut 60, and all the information we have on the prime weld cut 60, and we got this thing from a guy who bought it, was going to use it, and literally never got it out of the box, and we got it at a fraction of the cost. And the table is a Crossfire, Langmuir Crossfire. It's a 2x2 table, and the guy cut 4 things with it and decided to go a different way, a different route. So both of these are next to never used items, so we're excited about that. The Crossfire, or the prime weld weld cut 60. It can go up to an inch. It is comfortable at 3/4 or even 7/8. So we can actually cut some tooling with the prime weld cut 60. Obviously, looking forward to seeing how the machine is going to change your business in a positive way. Yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And again, we are going to have a conversation. I was hoping to have it before this, but here it is. When we had in the shop, 3/4 to 7/8. Sure enough, I've heard a lot of great things about the prime weld and their customer service, their warranty. It's got a 3-year warranty on it. And from what I understand, as soon as I register the machine, that's when the warranty starts. This guy's had it for 1.5 years. So the warranty is just about to start when I register the product. Yeah, we're going to make a shop sign. We're going to make, once we get into it and figure all these things out, we're excited about what can be done with the machine. So yeah, it is. It's an exciting thing for us. We've really been kind of wanting to do that. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, maybe even before I started blacksmithing, is just as an opportunity to make some extra money. And now that we have the shop, we want to use it to generate a steadier flow of income for the shop, so that we're not dependent upon projects to make the shop work. Yeah, I mean, fire pots and all kinds of stuff. We're going to have all kinds of project ideas in our heads, and but like I said, this it will in no way, like I said, we can't compete, and we don't want to compete. Will no way interfere with that. Thomas and Roy are two dear brothers of mine, and I in no way, shape, or form ever want to jeopardize that. This is just a shop thing that we want to do, and for business purposes, and we're still we're still customers of Christ-Centered Ironworks. Just because we get a machine like this, it doesn't mean we're not customers. And beyond that, we're also brothers and friends. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. All right, so we're going to show you the hammer eye. And I think I may go a little bit bigger, but not much bigger, because those handles, it takes a pretty small handle. So I'm not going to go much bigger with that. Let's get that back down in there. Get the fire back going. Make a hay bear. That may have to be a thing we make for sure, Kyle. Yeah, I did our fire pot. I did out of 1/2-inch steel and welded it. I had to stick weld it. So yeah, diamond plate. I've got some ideas with diamond plate, things like that. But yeah, the ideas are spinning. If it's a product you guys would like us to make, let us know, and we'll start looking into that. Yeah, there you go. Eric says use the brake drum for fire pots. I would suggest, this is just me, I would suggest moving to a brake rotor. And I think Roy actually has a video on this, and some other folks as well. A brake drum tends to be a little bit too deep and too much area. I mean, you can line it. You can put refractory in it. The brake rotor is actually steel as well, and it's usually a little shallower and not as much surface area. So it actually makes a pretty good fire pot, and bolting it up or welding it in works out really good. Our portable forge is with a brake rotor. That was when I was first getting started and wanted to go portable, and I love that little forge. It does a great job. We went to the machinery show down in Georgetown, and they had some older forges. One was one of those hand pump, it's like a well pump handle, and that thing was drying out. The other one was a hand crank, and boy, everybody was just struggling with it. So I said, you know what, I'm tired. I brought that thing in. Everybody making fun of me because it was an electric motor, electric blower. Before the weekend was over with, everybody was forging around my little portable forge. The brake rotor forges are fantastic. I won't say anything bad of them. I did line mine, kind of made a dish with refractory. It works out great. Yeah, the actual fire pot in here is about 4.5 to 5 inches deep, which may be a little too deep for this, but it works out for us. It's got a pass through, so it kind of lifts the fire up to you a little bit. J-bods, yep. There's nothing wrong with any of those. If it works for you, use them. Forge with them. And if you want to move to something else at a later date, move to something else at a later date, or stay right where you are. Just keep enjoying the craft. To me, that's the key. When the craft becomes the work, the enjoyment level starts to go down. And like I said, making this hammer right here, I'm still fascinated by it. I'm still fascinated by the fact that I can put a chunk of steel in a fire, use these tools, of which I made all of them, except for the swage block and the anvil, and make a hammer, make tools. It's such a cool thing. And I'm fascinated by it. And I think once you're not fascinated by it, it becomes a challenge, it becomes a chore, and you won't do it. Yeah, I think that's going to do it right there. Flip that over. I think we got enough heat to go ahead and do the back side. Okay. There you go. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Brick forge tables with the fire pot just kind of lays up at the top. Mound up your coal. You're good to go. Yeah, and it's really odd, you know. Eli kind of gets tickled at me because I actually enjoy filing and rasping. So we have the hole where I want it to be. So what I'm going to do now is I want this to be straight. So I'm going to take the flatter to it, and which means I'll have to go back with the drift at some point and do a final drifting on it. I'm going to use our flatter that we made out of half of a Harbor Freight engineer's hammer. So top fuller or top swedge and a flatter all out of one hammer. Oh, Robert, Bobby, thank you so much. Steve, hi, Uncle Bucks, how are you? Libre CAD to draw DFX drawings, pretty good with it. I will be in touch with you, brother, for sure. For sure. What a great community. I'll tell you what. You guys are such a blessing. Uncle Buck, that's right. Forge to finish, possum sausage. Keith, that's exactly what we've been just slowly working toward is forge to finish. And I'll tell you, one of the best in the business right now at forge to finish is Andrew Larson. Andrew Larson, Mark Ling, guys like that. Andrew Larson is adamant about forge to finish and does an amazing job at that. So go check him out, definitely. Yeah, the flatter. I love the flatter. I think we'll make one similar for the power hammer. All right, let's bring this out and get off those coals. yeah, that is definitely one of my goals in the near future on forging is the forge to finish. Make it good and clean. So we're getting that smoothed up a bit. I'm going to make sure all the dimensions, try to keep them all the same. Thomas, thank you so much. What's my favorite Christmas song? I'd have to be between, there's three. Brent Bailey is another good one. Does a great job with that as well. So it's 7:30 Waffles. Got that in. That's good. My favorite Christmas songs would be "Oh Holy Night," "Mary Did You Know," and Alvin and the Chipmunks, "Christmas." I like the goofy stuff too. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. All good stuff. Christmas shoes. That's a good one. That's a tough one. Silent Night. Okay. Ozzy Osbourne, "I Am Santa Claus." Oh my gosh. All right. Do some more flatter work here. Very flattering. So you throw it off the anvil. And again, man, they're not technically drop forged if they don't go to the ground, right? Right? I gotta tell y'all, it's tough not having Eli, especially since I know he's not feeling well. So that's pretty flat. I'm gonna lay it over on its side a little bit. And this is a little misaligned on the head, kind of that way to begin with. So I'm just gonna straighten that back up. We're gonna put her back in the fire. It's looking pretty decent at this point. Yeah, I want to do a little bit more on that head, and then we'll start working on the peen. Sing along with Mitch Miller. Mary's Boy, a Child. Good one. Mine has always been Silent Night and always will be. Takes me back every time I listen to it. There you go. Little Drummer Boy. Yeah, The Christmas Truce, 1914. Another good one. Watch that movie for sure. Yep. Good stuff, man. Christmas is a good time. Love Christmas. You guys are such a blessing, I'll tell you. It's just an absolute honor and a privilege. You guys choose to spend time with us. We get to spend time with you. But yeah, it's hopefully we can get this hammer done for the new year. It'll probably be a New Year giveaway of sorts as soon as we get into the new year. All right, let's clean up that face a little bit. Yeah, right there. Got to keep those tongs handy. Over on the side. I'm not over the eye at this point. I'll do that when I've got the drift in it. I'm just straightening up the face just a bit, just a smidgen out of square from the beginning. And we'll show you where we're at here in just a second. I think Eli mentioned, what was it? I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. It was one of his favorites. All right. So I'll show you where we're at with it. Our little cross peen. So I'm going to go ahead and drift it one more time and kind of square it up. Make that hole nice and pretty. And then we'll work on the peen. What's Drew had to say? Caroline from Beer Money. Sorry, I didn't catch what Drew had to say. Oh, that is cool, Kenny. So cool. Praise the Lord for that. I know that means a lot to you as well. Thomas. Christmas movie, Rudolph and Charlie Brown. For me, I think we talked about this. Probably Christmas Story. You'll shoot your eye out. Thank you again, Thomas. Appreciate you, brother. Now, the other thing I want to tell you guys while we're all chatting here and feeling good and lovely is we're going to come with an apology and a bit of a, I don't want to say promise, but a bit of a thing that we want to let you guys know is we know we have been, I won't say lacking, but slow on the videos of late. And there is a reason for that. That's a drop forge. It's okay, I know. All right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. We'll do that one more time on the other side, and that'll have the eye taken care of. I'm trying to read everybody, so I'm sorry. One of the things that we have, most of you understand or know, we have Deutz, a lot of Deutz engines, Deutz tractors here on the farm. And if you go up into the upper reaches of the north, you will find a lot of Deutz engines on generators and things like that. And the reason for that is they're air-cooled, which means they don't require a radiator, they don't require coolant. So they don't care what the temperature is. All they care is that they get air. And so that works out really good in those frozen conditions. I think it's going to look good here. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now we can start work on the peen. And eventually we'll have to put that back in so we can get the touch mark in. Will, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thanks for the stream. I hope has a beautiful Christmas and prosperous New Year. Thank you so much. Appreciate that very much. Dana headed out, is he? Got to head out. Merry Christmas to you, buddy. Love you. Yeah, so on the Deutz engines, they do have like the block heaters, but that's about it. If you have glow plugs and a block heater on a Deutz diesel engine, they will always start and always run, and you'll never have an issue with them. It's a beautiful thing. We love them, and they are so fuel efficient. They're like literally between around 35% less fuel consumption on a Deutz diesel engine of comparable size and torque and power and everything. It's amazing. But the EPA forced them to stop doing air-cooled engines and to move to DEF and all that other stuff. And then they couldn't keep up. Remote start, there you go. Now, the challenge on this part is holding on to it and doing the hammering, doing the work with tongs, because unfortunately I broke our hammer eye tongs. So what I'm forced to do is to kind of lean into it like this. And every once in a while you just have to regrip. Now by tipping up, it actually recenters the peen on these hammers. And you could run this hammer as, say, a Frenchie. You could, set it down in with a fuller or something like that, make a French cross peen out of it. We're going to do a regular cross peen. Cummins is the best diesel. I like the Cummins. I've got a Cummins in our the biggest combine, 8.1, I think it is. It's got a new tractor, Belarus. There you go. Made for Siberian winters. There you go. There you go. It's got an air-cooled engine. So if you look at it, I just about guarantee you will see SAME or a KHD somewhere on that motor. Just about guaranteed. Dad broke it. Yeah, Dad didn't burn it. Dad broke it. Air-cooled engine, compression release. Yep, that'll be a good engine. The only issue with the Belarus over the years was just the other components. And every tractor, everything like that has its own little things that not everybody loves. It's that way about any piece of equipment. All right, get back in here. And as I go, I'm trying to keep the same plane on the sides so everything stays parallel. We'll see how that goes. I have to switch to a different set of tongs. But anyway, you can see it's starting to make its way to the center. The other great thing about the Deutz and air-cooled diesel engines is they can generate more power to the wheel because they're not putting it into other processes like cooling or something like that. So it really is it's a great design. It's an amazing design. And can anybody tell me who did the original design or the standard of the design for the Deutz air-cooled engine? Oh, that's great, Will. That is awesome to hear. 4 glow plugs, manual primer, absolutely. Love it. That's awesome. And Daniel says, I made it. I thought it was me. Hey, Rob. How are you? Mr. Granddad's Forge. Sharp peen or round? Yes. For example, for the type of, detailing and stuff like that, we've got ones that are sharper than that, but then we've got a more round / square from Andrew Larson, and I like that for moving material. I like my original cross peen is a plum. It had a very sharp peen on it, and then our straight peen is very big, but that moves material. It does a great job at moving material. So I think it has to do with what you're wanting to do. You can find a happy medium of what you like. I know there are people who they have a daily driver and they like to stick with it, and that's good for them. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm in t-shirt and jeans. It's in the single digits about outside. I'm sweating. I am sweating. All right, see what else is going on here. John Moses Browning says, okay, Steve says a VW, which is very, very much close to the case. You can point to a guy by the name of Ferdinand Porsche, and it was made in the Deutz or KHD factory, and it was a gas at first. The Deutz company was actually Nicholas Otto founded the Deutz company, and he was co-founder, and he was the inventor of the first gas internal combustion engine. 4-stroke, the whole bit. He was the inventor of that. And then hired a bunch of people, you know, guys that you might have heard of, like Benz, Porsche. Those guys all worked for the Deutz company at one point in time, even though he passed away in the 1800s. So along the lines, you get VW, Volkswagen, the people's car, which was a demand of a certain individual that we won't want to talk about during World War II in Germany. And so guys like Ferdinand Porsche got to still practice their craft and not die. Definitely a drop forge. Right onto the rubber mat. All right. Let's give that a brush up and see how it looks. Got some straightening up to do. So give you a peek at what the peen on this currently looks like before we hit with the flatter and stuff like that. So now we just basically have to straighten that up, and we'll do that with the flatter, hopefully. It's not an easy thing to do when you're by yourself. I may have to do it with the hand hammer. There is a Russia, Ohio. There's a Moscow, Ohio, or Moscow. Hey, Lauren. Name the tractor Rusky. That's funny. Gas internally combusting? I'm sure you do, buddy. I'm sure you do. So yeah, I mean, if you guys really want an interesting read or a story, go check out the history of Nicholas Otto and the Deutz company. Really, really interesting. The other side to that, you know, those Deutz engines, since you don't have a water jacket. Troy needs to send me some of those. One of those. Yeah. Well, if you win it, thank you, Kyle. If you win it, you win it. It's yours. So anyway, with the Deutz air-cooled engine, you don't have a water jacket, which means you don't necessarily have to have a head gasket. The head gaskets on them are actually brass. They're so finely machined that they are brass. All of the gaskets and washers on the Deutz engines are almost all completely brass. They are a wonder to behold, in my opinion. Throw it in the drift again. Do some flatter work on it. You were on a watch list anyway, bud. 1967 case 195. Very good. Becky works vacuum pipe lifers we used in German diesel engines. Little fuel valve. Alone, yeah, the parts. That's the one thing I will say about the Deutz engines and the Deutz parts are very expensive. Somewhere along the line, I think it was about 1985, Deutz here in the United States became Deutz Alice. So the AGCO company bought the rights to the Deutz parts and machines and things like that. It became Deutz Alice. And they eventually phased that out and got rid of them, used what they wanted, and then got rid of them. And that sent that over to back over to Germany, where they could not sell here in the United States the Deutz tractors for some time. There was an agreement. And so a few years back, that agreement came to an end, so they could start selling Deutz back in the United States again. And they are making a comeback between them and Fendt. It's really, really nice. All right, we're going to hit everything with the flatter again. And we'll just throw that on the thing there. Grab it back in. Saved it. I think what we're going to do is throw that in there one more time. Straighten that peen up a bit. Put our touch mark on it. And work on finish. Know how to do winter, that's for sure. They know how to do winter. Favorite engine is the Onan. Olivers, man. I love my Oliver tractors. And I miss having Olivers here on the farm. Very dependable, very reliable. But Oliver became part of that AGCO conglomerate as well. So two of our tractors are Deutz Alice, and one of our tractors is Deutz. And then there is Deutz Fahr. Fahr was a manufacturer of ag equipment, combines, things like that. And Deutz, KHD, and Fahr got together and became Deutz Fahr. And that was definitely formidable. I mean, they pretty much owned the European market for a long time. But yeah, anyway. Boring, 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 I know. All right, what's our time? It's 8:00 something. 8:01. All right, we'll shut her down here in just a minute. Do a little bit of cleanup. Start getting the touch mark ready. All right. Yeah, that's better. That is better. All right, we're going to put her in one more time, do the touch mark, and then you guys probably won't see it till it's finished. Sorry, had to go get the numbers. Get that one set up. This is hammer number 3. We're going to have that ready to go. So this point where we choose top and bottom, we'll go with the other way of top. There we go. Okay, get that set up. That's one. And there's the second. See if we got enough heat to do our number. We did indeed. We did indeed. All right. So let's take a quick peek at our hammer thus far. Get an idea of what this puppy's going to look like. So you can see, hopefully, there's our touch mark and the number 3, little off center. Same thing there. Hammer I. Like I said, we're going to clean up the peen just a little bit. And we'll probably chamfer the edges, probably with hand hammer on those, or with a flatter if Eli's back here. And then we'll work on the peen as well. Get that all cleaned up. Clean up the head. And we'll have a hammer ready to go. for all you fine folks. So we're going to end with that. Well, thank everybody for coming in. I'm going to look at some of the comments here and let you guys kind of send us out as I put everything away. I know. Put it away later, Troy. Nope. Won't do it. See there? All done. Okay. Let's see. Some folks leaving. God bless you and yours, Roy. Roy, take care. Love you, buddy. I will be in touch. If you get an opportunity, give me a call. Roy, if you're still here, give me a call. That way it's on your time when you feel like you want to chat. Go that way. Will, take care. Thank you so much. See if everybody else. Okay. Well, we're getting ready to head out. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you to everybody who's been in here this evening. Again, this little hammer is going to be available through our giveaway that we're probably going to have here fairly soon. So keep an eye out for that. It may end up being a 3,000 giveaway. Who knows? If you guys get us to that point, then that's what it'll be. But anywho, man, what a blessing. It's always a blessing. Keep Eli in your prayers. Hopefully he gets feeling better. And that everybody who's kind of dealing with the cold and the weather and things like that will be safe and come back to us safe and sound. If you got any needs, anything that you need us to pray for, anything that we can do for you, please don't hesitate. I'm not going to try to do the whole Eli thing, but you can check us out on all the social media platforms. You can go to our website. That's www.barrunforge.com. That is BARRUNFORGE.com. We do thank you for that. Go check us out on all those places. We'll have videos. What I was going to tell you is that in January, since we have not been putting out a lot of videos lately, and there's reason for that. You know, as I've told you guys before, this is not primary for us. This is not even secondary for us. I am full-time minister. I'm a full-time farmer, part-time blacksmith, and then part-time YouTuber. So this is not number one for us. We do it when we have the opportunity, but we have every intention of sending you more content in the year 2023. 2023 is going to be a big year for Bar Run Forge, and we just hope that you'll join in with us and just have a great time with us. Merry Christmas to absolutely every single one of you. We love you all. We're so grateful and so blessed. You might even say we are stupid blessed to have you in here with us. God bless. We'll see you next Thursday, right back here, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye, guys. Oh, wait. Oh, bad knee, dad knee. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.